Hello and welcome to another episode of Bar Downloadable. I'm Marissa Roberto, and this NHL season has been awesome and bizarre, but the best way to figure out how exactly this season is going is by checking out the ratings in NHL21, obviously. There were a ton of players who got bumped up or down a little bit, so we're going to hone in on the North. Let's start with the team that saw the biggest riser and faller. That's the Canucks. Nils Höglander shot up 4 points to 79, while Jake Virtanen dropped by 4. Quinn Hughes also got a small boost, which was hotly contested when the ratings update dropped. I don't like any slander on Quinn Hughes. I just want to state that for the record, okay? The Maple Leafs saw 3 of their star forwards go up a point, with Nylander moving to 86 and Matthews and Marner closing in on McDavid. Winnipeg saw a lot of players like Kopp, Ehlers, and Connor moving up. But the surprise here is Pierre-Luc Dubois, getting dropped a point despite only playing in 2 games with his new team. Jesse, hit us up with your take on this. It's very important.
It is an absolute joke that POD is already being docked points. Just let the kid play. Let the kid play. Joke.
The highest rated player to get adjusted was Leon Draisaitl, up to 93. He's now rated the same as Crosby and Ovi. Now, that's some high praise. Wrapping things up in Montreal and Ottawa, Jeff Petrie, Nick Suzuki, and Josh Anderson are getting some praise. And Tim Stützle cracks into the 80s after a strong start in his rookie campaign. How do you feel about these new ratings in NHL21? Let us know in the comments who you'd change if you could. This past weekend, we saw the streaming world join together to support one of their own. Maya Higa is a Twitch streamer and conservationist who decided to host a live streaming auction to raise money to get her own charity, Alvia's Sanctuary, started. The original plan was to auction off her own paintings, but several other streamers got word and started putting up their own things for auction as well. T-Pain's Gucci shoes and Shroud's autographed Cloud9 jersey were just some of the items available. Lots of money was raised, including $53,000 spent by Ludwig to spend only an hour with Shroud. I feel like that's a lot of pressure for Shroud, okay? It better be a good hour. Maya said if the goal of $500,000 was reached, she would shave her head. Well, the auction raised $573,000. All that money will go toward the Alvia Sanctuary, Maya's charity that will house and maintain exotic species, and will also be a virtual conservation center. Props again to the Twitch gaming community for raising an insane amount of money to support a good cause. Part of the reason why chess saw a massive blow up was, yes, because of the show Queen's Gambit on Netflix, but also because of a tournament on Twitch called Pogchamps. It had a bunch of huge names from the streaming world, like XQC, Moist Critical, Ludwig, and Fuseli take part. After repeat success with a ton of viewers pouring in, Pogchamps is now back for a 3rd event. Hosted by chess professionals like Hikaru Nakamura and Alexandra Botez, Pogchamps has quickly broken Twitch viewership records in its short history. As this 3rd iteration of Pogchamps moves forward, it'll likely continue to push the boundaries of chess. Pogchamps III has a fascinating pool of competitors. There are returning players like XQC, Moist Critical, and Ludwig. There are also first-time entrants like Pokimane, Poker Pro, Daniel Negreanu, and Rainn Wilson. Yes, Rainn Wilson, Dwight Schrute from The Office. This chess phase we're all going through has not fizzled out on Twitch, and with the help of Pogchamps, it won't for a while. The 2021 Call of Duty League is officially underway, and we've already learned a few things. Number 1, the LA Thieves are good. We get that's not a very courageous comment to make, but it's a new franchise with a new set of expectations. So far, so good as they beat the New York Subliners and the Minnesota Rocker. 2 big wins to start the year, but do they have what it takes to be a top 4 team in the league? The second thing we learned is to not sleep on the Toronto Ultra. Last year, this team had a 10-player roster. After narrowing down to 4 starters and a sub, the Ultra appeared to be a bit of a dark horse. Now to kick off the 2021 season, the Ultra picked up a 3-1 win over Florida. And the third thing we learned is that, well, it's anyone's game. Throw those early predictions out the window, okay? For all you Overcooked fans out there, we got some stellar news. Hey, we're big fans of Overcooked at Bar Down. Overcooked All You Can Eat is going cross-platform. All You Can Eat combines the first 2 Overcooked games with some DLC as well. It's always been one of the best party games, and now it'll be so much easier to play with your crew online. On March 23rd, it'll be making its way to PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I cannot wait for this, as you know, because we've been playing party games with the crew, and the better the game, the better the time. You feel? That's it for this week's episode of Bar Downloadable. Let me know what you're playing in the comments below. I'm still on Pikmin 3 and Card of Darkness on iOS. Give it a go, okay? I wouldn't steer you wrong. We'll see you next time.